my mind just flinches because you're always scared, right? So one of the things is basically ask again what you asked me earlier.
I don't remember. I said that there are so many things that are right there that you don't see.
Yeah, but then when you practice your posture correctly, you see it, then you're able to predict what the next person is doing by position. Because the way the body delivers power is that it needs to twist and transfer weight, right? But holding that posture in a strong position, especially when they are about to move, when you go back to the principles of whichever art, I'm gonna try to talk slow so that way whatever I'm thinking I can speak the way I want it to come out. Whatever posture or whatever art you're practicing, if it's cinco teros, salag lakas at patama, to block and counter, meaning when you block, the posture should be strong in those positions.
Salag by definition
Salag is to block with strength. That's why salag is to block, lakas is strength or power. Okay.
said this.
Yeah. So even on the very first one, the very, very basic foundation of just block, salag lakas. When you block, the whole body has to be involved in it. You block strongly with a strong structure. That's why when you hold your postures the way I showed it to you in exercises, that builds the strength in the body to be able to perform that way. What we are trying to take out is the fear in your mind of the flinch reaction. That's why sometimes when I go directly to you, you're like, whoa, right? I use that because that is the weakness, right? If there's connection and you're strong, you go from the connection. You don't want to flinch, right? Perfect example is like if I'm sitting here, like let's just say he's holding me right now. He's gonna push me, and I flinch and he pushes me. Push me, yeah. Right? But if he pushes me and I feel that connection and I hold on to it, see, it's a little different because now I'm like, okay, that push, see, that, see, yeah. See, now I can manipulate him, right? If he pushes it even farther, okay, then just drag him in, right? So it's the same thing. You make the posture strong, have that strength, so that way when he receives that, the body feels it. It shocks him. Now he flinches, right? Just like when can I borrow a stick, please? Okay. Pick up a stick. Okay. So if he tries to swing here, and I know he's going to swing, I'm like that. It intercepts him and it makes him flinch, right? Again, if he strikes here and I go like that, like that, and I extend it, see that? That's already out of the way because the posture is strong, right? If he tries to force through or cut through, no, I'll just follow it. It's still strong, see? Right? So I never let go of that, right? But if you're blocking and you flinch, we think that's strong because we flex, but it's really not, right? You're stiff as a board. So when he attacks, I push it out. So that when he goes through, then I can manipulate. See? He's got connection there, see? I'm just pinning him there. If he moves somewhere else, I'm already there. Okay? So that's what I mean by like working with your posture, understanding what you're doing when you're doing kalong, nakaw, batak, all that stuff is there, right? But it should feel different now when you practice it. Okay. Now going back to the siete though, right? Because there's kind of confusion. We understand that siete, cinco, tres puntos, you can do that largo. Okay. I think the confusion is, why am I blocking this way? Because now I am working in medium to close range, really medium range more than anything. Okay. If your medium range is involved in blocking, then that means you are going to involve more of that posture and find that structure where it will express that power that I'm asking you to do. right? Like I said, if if he tries to strike here, and if I'm here, if he's stronger than me, then that's gonna go. See like how it bends, right? So just maintain that force. See now how it changes, because I'm not using wrist push. I'm not using wrist. I'm using extension. It doesn't change, right? One more time.
So when we get to Largo, it's the same thing.
Yeah. See, he's pressing it in.
We should be.
It's getting closer to my face versus, right? What happens? It overpowers him, right?
So like the whole, you're pressing out from the center instead of just the one thing.
Yeah. That's
Expansion.
always existing when you move. So don't just think of it as in Buno, where you're gonna apply that in Buno. It's more evident in Buno because you touch, you struggle, right? But here it's the same. Ever notice why position and locking in Buno, or not Buno, but in Garimot is always outside? Some system is right here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because this is a safe position and it's a powerful position. Yeah, because you can just open up. So if he's pushing in, I just open up. It crowds him, right? I just stretch out. That's it. He has to come around that to get in, right? So
Why not the other one?
Hmm?
Why not the other one?
because of that hand. See it? I mean, why am I gonna play here when this one is gonna keep me busy as well? Yeah, I may be strong here, but this one is gonna come into play,
Okay.
right? So that's why this no good. We bring it here. If it comes up to here, right, we bring it outside. Okay, or we come across like that. See, look, I'm sitting down. I'm pulling him. See? Right? Because that condition of the body has to be present in every movement. Now we can get away with it with a weapon because the weapon is not as forgiving. Right? So a lot of us, we kind of like take that for granted. We're like, yeah, I'll hit him. Because yeah, then the weapon takes care of it. But what happens now when you are in medium range and it's force to force? Right? That's why Shete is go with the force. Right? But what happens if you're here? This happens a lot when you're stick sparring. So that means you have to express that same power and condition in your body to be able to have that advantage. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if there's anything that I want you to understand is no matter what drill we're doing, you have to get the body to have that output the same way through all the arts. It doesn't matter. Whatever, if you do karate, you do the same thing, right? That's why they do forms, right? That's why one of the very popular, famous form will be sanchin, right? That's structural work, right? That's structure. So directed outside, he's not gonna push me because I'm settled. I'm settled, and he tries to push, and then I expand, and I open up, and I lift up, push. He gets moved. Does that make sense? So a lot of these things are gonna be more of focusing on you working personally by yourself. Because the greatest question probably that I've ever asked Guru is, on his level, how do you get better? Because there's no one that can match your skill. And his answer is, you practice solo forms. Right? And that sounds familiar because every old traditional master practiced solo forms. But it's not empty form. There's something going on there in the body, right? They're manipulating something. So that helps, yeah? And like I said earlier, they were asking me, like in Buno exercises where, if you're grabbing and you're doing your escape, one of the escapes is basically the hammer fist is the very first one, right? If there's no energy there, then there's no struggle, right? He has to actually have intention on that for me to feel threatened. And then I don't react and flinch because when he starts grabbing me, I don't want to do this. Because there's, again, I'm stiff as a board. So when he grabs, nice and tight, I connect to that force and then I'll just go through the hammer fist and then I'll bring him down. Right? A lot of times what we do in the seminar is we go here, he grabs, and then we force and go like that. Because we want to be free. Yes, that's fine too, and that works. But in a different level of practice, when he grabs, I feel that grab and I connect to it and I set him down. What changed there? Different, right?
Yeah, very good.
Right? So he grabs. That's it. See, like when he grabs and you see my fist close, then there's intention there. And I connect to that. Find the balance there in the center. Now I roll. I put him down. The result is different when the body can produce that output. Make sense? That's what I want you to bring into every practice and understand. When you assume foul long position, right? I'm stabilizing myself. Push, crane stance, and then whoop. I'm not just pushing in this direction, but this toe and the heel is pushing up on the triangle. Then I release the belly. See how big my stomach is? Because I want this part to be solid. If it's right here, now I'm stiff as a board again. Release that. And just hold the structure. Expand. And then same. Sink. But instead of holding it here, I fold from here. Because now I'm compressed. The body feels like it's inflated. And then you just, yeah. Okay, that's why when you see Guru, it's like, oh yeah, get a belly. Eat McDonald's. Right? That's what he says. It's a joke, but it's not. Because there's a reason for it. Okay? So, again, what I want to bring here is a different flavor in your practice, because the drills, you will learn that from John. You guys already know it. So we can go back to Shepe. I'm sorry, it kind of deviated. Like I said, if somebody asked me a question, I kind of like, oh, okay, we'll go to that direction. My focus was to show you guys Moro as well. So which way do you guys want to go? 16 to 20? Raise your hand. Or Shepe Color.
Because we're still going to be talking the same principles and theories.
No, if we go 16 to 20, I already showed you the principles. I'm just going to go to the movement.
Yeah, but I mean, they're going to apply.
Right.
Structure.
Right. This is the meat and potatoes behind those movements.
Yes.
It's what powers it up. Okay? So 16 to 20. All right. Forget Shepe. We'll go back to that. Here we go.